Why is the UK so deliciously diverse? That's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Hey guys, before we get into it, just to introduce myself, my name is Bhavik and collectively with my wife we are Binge Travelling, and as a channel we promote travel anywhere, anytime. And if you're looking for information on the UK, London and the rest of the world, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell notification so you get information as we release it every single week. But let's get straight into it. So why is the UK so diverse in terms of the places and faces that it has today? So let's look at reason number one. UK skill shortages. So it's no secret that in the 60s and 70s the UK had a thriving manufacturing and textiles business, and in order to deal with the demand that the UK had, they asked people from Africa, Jamaica, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan to come over and help with that effort, and those people flocked to the country for a chance of a better life. My forefathers included in that were part of that movement. The second reason is that the UK is a seriously attractive place to live for a number of different reasons, probably that you wouldn't expect. The first is the work-life balance. So the days of annual leave that you get in the UK, 28 days, is more than a lot of countries out there, and it's a big reason why people come here so that they can have that extra time with their families, which is really understandable. The second reason is our NHS, our National Health Service. It is brilliant. Where else in the world can you get a service that will literally help you and fix you whenever something's wrong? It's a big pull for a lot of people who come to this country. And finally, the mild weather, which doesn't get enough credit in our opinion. It never gets too hot, it never gets too cold, and our summers are great in the UK. It's a big reason why a lot of people move to the UK. Not just that, but the landscape and scenery in the UK is brilliant as well. It's also got some good beaches too. We've got more of that on our website, but it's really good, so you should check it out. And next, the British Empire. The British Empire has made the UK multicultural for centuries. I mean literally centuries. There's records of the Chinese docking their boats on UK shores in the 1800s. In fact, my grandmother, although she was Indian born, she moved to Africa and then she moved here, but she'd never had an Indian passport or an African passport. She always had a British passport and also always considered herself to be British. Therefore, the UK has been multicultural literally for centuries. It was inevitable that people of different races were to come on the shore. And finally, free movement in the European Union. So ever since the UK joined the European Union, although we are about to leave imminently, for years our borders and shores have been open to people from all over Europe, and vice versa as well, meaning people from the UK could go to those countries as well. So obviously that's going to add to the diversity as well. Okay, so how has the UK changed and benefited from its diversity? So the UK's curry culture has become a norm and a staple of British cuisine, but obviously it didn't come from traditional Britain. People in bowler hats sipping their afternoon tea did not have a curry in the 1800s. This happened in the 60s and 70s during the Indian Revolution. Bringing the curry to the UK was probably the biggest contribution India made, and it's been adapted so well it's become part of that. But it's not just Indian cuisine, it's also Chinese and Caribbean cuisine as well. They've all become staples. But as well as the food, we've also got so many festivals that happen in the UK every single year that are celebrated by literally everyone. A great example of that is the Notting Hill Carnival, which is a Caribbean festival celebrating West Indian culture that happens once a year every year. Secondly, we've got Diwali festival, which is actually traditionally a Hindu festival. I'm a Hindu, but if you walk down the streets of Leicester once a year, you'll see people of so many different ethnic backgrounds doing that. This is what makes the UK great. It needs diversity to grow as well. We've got so much more information on this topic, and it's something that we are seriously passionate about. We'd encourage you to head over to our article on bingetravelling.com/UK diversity, where we cover all of these points, go into a little bit more detail. We've also got this really cool infographic that shows how the UK is becoming more multicultural over the course of its life and what it's going to look like in 2050. So make sure you check that out. We have to go now, guys, but we'll see you next week, and thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.